about truth today. Let's get into the truth talk. No sugarcoating, none of that. Just all pure, unadulterated truth. Pure, unadulterated truth. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to discuss. Pure, unadulterated truth. Accountability is the word that we need to use. And y'all are afraid to use accountability. I see everybody and their mom is blaming Canelo Álvarez. Right? Everybody's blaming Canelo Álvarez. It's Canelo Álvarez's fault. Canelo Álvarez is scared. Canelo Álvarez is doing this. Canelo Álvarez is doing that. Gertz, what's up, family? We're blaming Canelo Álvarez. Everybody's going to blame Canelo Álvarez. Right? Cash Order Raider. What's up, family? Everybody wants to blame Canelo Álvarez. It's Canelo Álvarez's fault. It's Canelo Álvarez's fault. I haven't seen one person say Al Haymon should have never signed Canelo Álvarez. That's the truth. Ralph the One, what's good? The truth is, Al Haymon should have never signed Canelo Álvarez. The blame has to go to Al Haymon. That's where the blame has to go. Justin Hawkins, what's good? How are you blaming Canelo Álvarez for doing something you knew he was going to do? He never told you anything else. How are we blaming Al Haymon? How are we blaming Canelo Álvarez for being Canelo Álvarez? Y'all want to blame everybody but the truth. It's Canelo Álvarez's fault. You knew he wasn't trying to fight David Benavidez since 2021. They made that abundantly clear that he was never trying to fight David Benavidez. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. You knew he wasn't trying to fight David Benavidez. All this time, you knew he wasn't going to fight David Benavidez. This is nothing new. Why are we pretending that Canelo Álvarez is doing something out of the ordinary and people just can't believe that Canelo Álvarez is ducking David Benavidez? Because you know why people are doing this? You know why you're seeing this everywhere? Do you know why? It's viral. You know why it's going viral? You know why it's easy to point the finger at Canelo Álvarez? It's easy for everybody to blame Canelo Álvarez. That's easy. Touch at 213 was good. It's easy to say, man, it's Canelo Álvarez's fault. That's easy. That's easy. Jay Blizzy, what's up, family? It's easy to point the finger at Canelo. Danny Sanchez, what's good? We knew he was ducking Canelo. Listen, here's what they're not telling you. E313 was good. Malik Black was good. This is what they're not telling you. And this is what I don't like about the sport of boxing. My Egypt piece of blessings, queen. This is what I don't like about the sport of boxing. And this is why I don't like about the fans in the sport of boxing. This is why it's getting fatigued. Ruben Gutierrez was good. It's fatiguing me of the sport of boxing. Here's why. It is absolutely draining me of being a fan of the sport of boxing. Here's why. The fans know very well, this is nothing new, but you dudes, people on here in the sport of boxing are absolute cowards, or they are just simply, right, just fanboys of a fighter. They're not fans of the sport of boxing, right? They're not. They're either absolute cowards. Texas T 346 was good. In the sport of boxing, they're not fans of the sport of boxing. Not at all. Not whatsoever. They have no inklings. Not a bone in their body says that they're fans of the sport of boxing. Now we're gonna act like Ring Rise, my brother Asai, onshore consult, my brother, my co-host in the building. What's up, family? Now we're gonna act like this is something brand new that Canelo Álvarez don't want to fight Benavidez, and now everybody want to act like I seen Tank and I seen people talking about Al Haymon kicked Canelo out the building. What? Bori, what's up? He should have never been in the building. He told you if you were steadfast on making Canelo fight David Benavidez, then why did you agree to sign him knowing he wasn't going to fight David Benavidez? Now things changed. Dwayne Yosef, what's good? Shalom, King. Now things changed, right? Now things changed financially for the PBC, right? Square Business, what's good? Now financially things have changed for the PBC. Now they're trying to force Canelo to fight David Benavidez. Trent, what's good? Knowing he never agreed to fight Canelo, and you agreed to sign him knowing he was never going to fight Benavidez. Why did you pay him all that money, knowing the fans? You mean to tell me when the PBC signed Canelo Álvarez, they didn't know that the fans wanted to see Canelo versus David Benavidez? Now ask yourself that question. Did they not know that? Were they unaware of that? Jesse R, what's good? Mr. Big Play Brave, what's good? Jared, what's good? No, I don't think Al Haymon is a bad businessman at all whatsoever. I just think he didn't care what the fans thought or what the fans wanted to see. Al Haymon was securing the bottom line. Kiki, peace and blessings, Queen. Dank Father, what's good? He was securing the bottom line with the business for the PBC. It was good business to bring Al there. You think Al to bring Canelo Álvarez in? Period. Al kick Canelo is hilarious. LOL when Canelo. They agreed to sign Canelo Álvarez, knowing Texas was good. He wasn't signed. He signed with them a 3-fight deal and told them from the jump David Benavidez is not on the menu. And they signed him anyway. Chris J, what's good? Plug Sosa 5150, what's good? The Pull-Out Banner, what's good? How is it Canelo Álvarez's fault now? How is everybody globally blaming Canelo Álvarez? Because they're cowards. That's how. Kenny Moore, what's good? They're cowards. Errol Spence lost. Showtime got out the business of the sport of boxing. That changed things for their bottom line and how they treated Canelo Álvarez, how they approached it. Now Canelo Álvarez is supposed to change, and now y'all want to blame Canelo Álvarez. What? Let me ask you a question. I'm a man, right? If I marry a streetwalker or a stripper, a dancer, right? And before she marries me, she says, listen, I am never going to stop dancing. I'm never going to stop dancing. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. I'm never going to stop dancing, or I'm never going to stop street walking, whatever. Now, you can take it or leave it, but this is my passion to do. And I say, no problem. You so beautiful. I don't care what you do. I just want to be with you. Then I marry you, right? And then once I marry you, and now a year into the marriage, Drew Titan LLC, what's up, family? Now, a year into the marriage, I'm like, hey, man, you know what? My family, my friends, they looking at me a certain kind of way. Things change. Yo, can you stop doing that? And she'd be like, no. I told you I wasn't going to do that. Salute to the General, 7A Sports TV in the building. So, I told you I wasn't going to do this. And then I'm like, yeah, but, you know, my beliefs, this, and this, things change with me. And then she like, okay, well, then I'm leaving. Now, my family and friends is going to be like, man, she ain't worth nothing. She ain't worth this. She a terrible person. She this, she that. She told me who she was when she got with me. She told me that from the very beginning. There was no surprises. She told me who she was. She didn't have to. There was no surprises. There was no Pancho Villa. What's good? None of that. Kiki, peace of blessings, queen, said when a person tells you who they are, believe them. Facts. Kiki, he signed with them and told them, I'm not fighting Benavidez. Now your money got funny and you want me to do something I told you I was never going to do? What? YG9, what's good? Now your money got funny and things changed. Now I'm to blame? Jesus Valdez, Carranza workout, what's good? Somebody explain to me how that works. Somebody explain to me how that works. How? So now we supposed to be mad at Canelo. What? He told us he was never fighting Benavidez. And the worst part is, he told the PBC when they signed him to this big lucrative deal, they led us down a rabbit hole as fans. People, y'all don't see this? And I don't have no I have friends over there. But we got to tell the truth. They signed Canelo Álvarez knowing he was never going to fight David Benavidez. He told them out the gate before they signed him, I'm not fighting David Benavidez. Now we like, man, I can't believe he ain't fighting Benavidez. What? Ramon Gutierrez was good. Now we like, bro, man, I can't believe he ain't fighting Benavidez. Now you shocked? I mean, come on, man, knock it off. This is getting really ridiculous now. Now we surprised. Now we shocked. Now we acting like, man, I can't believe this dude ain't fighting David Benavidez. You knew that already. You knew that already. What's the shock factor? What's the shock factor? So now, as fans, when he signed the deal, we was like, oh, okay, he signed this deal. One of those fights got to be Benavidez. They knew all along Benavidez was never part of the plan, people. Do y'all realize that? They knew all along he was never part of the plan. Let that sink in. They knew the fans got excited when he signed there. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna put it in a different perspective so y'all can get a clearer view of what I'm telling you. If right now Devin Haney signs a 3-fight deal with the PBC, what's the first thing you're gonna think of? What's the first thing that's gonna come to your mind? What's the very first thing that's gonna come to your mind if Devin Haney signs a 3-fight deal right now with the PBC? What's the first thing that's gonna come to your mind? If it's announced, King Ali, what's up, family? If it's announced that Devin Haney is gonna sign a 3-fight deal, everybody is going to immediately say, Came to Win, what's good? Big Bradley, what's good? Immediately, the first thing gonna come to your mind is what? He gonna fight Tank, right? Enzo 88 was good. That's the first thing that's going to come to your mind. Oh, he can ready to fight Tank. In one of those fights, it got to be Tank, right? Robert Chandler, what's up? One of those fights you assuming has got to be Tank, right? Now imagine Devin had signed and told him, I'm going to sign, but I'm never fighting Tank. And they'd be like, oh yeah, no problem, no problem. We're going to pay you $35 million to fight anyway, though. To fight who you want. Yeah, no problem. You ain't got to fight Tank. Now, they tell us that he just signed a 3-fight deal. They know that we getting excited. Oh, those fights going to be Tank. They know, Mr. O, what's good. They already know one of those fights is never going to be Tank. So why did you sign him to that lucrative money? And then now things get twisted and changed. Now they're like, Jimmy Bernard, what's good? Hey, man, we need you to fight Tank. And Devin like, bro, what? I told you before I signed this deal I wasn't fighting Tank. And now they like, nah, we going to make it look like Devin is to blame because Devin don't want to fight Tank. Bruh, you knew he didn't want to fight Tank before he signed. He told you that already. So now we're going to act like it's his fault? Y'all got to stop this nonsense, man. Y'all got to stop this nonsense, man. That man he signed there. They was going to pay him. If Showtime didn't get out the business of the sport of boxing, they was going to pay Canelo Álvarez the minimum of $35 million to fight whoever he wanted on the PBC. And they was not going to care who he chose to fight. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now they care who he fight because their situation changed. But if Showtime did not get out the business of the sport of boxing and still gave them their budget, they would have made Canelo versus Jamal Charlo happily with no complaints, and you would not have heard anything about nothing. You would not have heard about the details. You would not have heard about Benavidez. You would not have heard about none of that. Hence the reason why Jose Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez's father, he said Al Haymon is getting desperate. Why did Jose Benavidez say that Al Haymon is getting desperate? Because now he understands. He was told from the very beginning that they was not going to get the Canelo Álvarez fight. Draquan Houston was good. He was told from the very beginning, Southwest Dice was good, that they wasn't going to get the Canelo Álvarez fight, period. And now they tried to make the Canelo Álvarez David Benavidez fight, right? Because things change, and that's why Jose Benavidez said they are getting desperate. That's why. Because Al Haymon was okay with Canelo signing with them and not fighting David Benavidez as long as he signed with the PBC and was under their banner and represented their brand. But the moment that things change with the finances and the networks and the platforms, at that time, now they have to say, okay, if we're going to pay you all this money, we're going to need you to do us a favor. Long Island 5161 51613. What's up, family? And now Canelo's like, no, I don't owe you to do any favors. That's not my problem. That things have changed. What are we going to do? Period. And then they're like, listen, their argument is things change financially for us. So we did right. We just can't uphold it. And in the flip side, Canelo Álvarez is like, you breached the contract, so I can leave. That's why they said they quote unquote mutually agreed to separate. But you getting these quotes and these statements put out that they offered him David Benavidez fight. they would give him his guaranteed purse to fight Jamal Charlo as long as he agreed to fight David Benavidez in September. That makes Canelo Alvarez look bad. When the truth of the matter is that they should have never signed him to that contract knowing he had no intentions of fighting David Benavidez, knowing the fans wanted to see that fight, knowing that David Benavidez wanted that fight and deserved the fight. That means that they wasn't doing what was best for their fighter who was already there in David Benavidez. Period. And now people don't want to admit truth. That's just the truth of the matter. Is Canelo Alvarez ducking David Benavidez? 1,000%, but we already knew that. That's nothing new. That's nothing that all of a sudden we got to write home about, we surprised about. He's been ducking David Benavidez the moment he came in the division. Now all of a sudden we didn't know that. He was ducking David Benavidez the moment he signed to fight for his vacant belt when David Benavidez got stripped of his belt on the scale in 2019, 2020, or whatever year that was. We knew that then. And Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso didn't even hide it. Canelo said this dude did nothing. He didn't fight nobody. He didn't beat nobody. What has he done? He bring nothing to the table. They already told us this. Now y'all acting like Tony Street was good. Now y'all want to act like y'all surprised that Canelo Alvarez ain't fighting David Benavidez and he's helped sinking the PBC ship. Man, stop. Stop it. They signed Canelo Alvarez and say you can fight whoever you want over here, and we're gonna pay you a massive guaranteed purse. That's it. That's all. That's what they did. You can fight Errol Spence. We got the pick of a litter. You can fight Jamal Charlo. You can fight Jamel Charlo. Period. Let me ask you a question for all the people out there that wants to blame Canelo Alvarez, right? When Jamal Charlo was the chosen opponent for his first fight with the PBC in September, and Jamal Charlo pulled out the fight and cited that he wasn't mentally and physically in the position to fight against Canelo Alvarez, and he pulled out, why didn't they make the argument then for Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez at that very moment? And say, listen, we need you to fight a big name fight. Jamal can't do it. Why didn't they do it then when Errol Spence got already beat by Terence Crawford? Why wasn't this an outcry and it's an issue at that very moment, people? Why wasn't it an issue? At that very moment, why didn't they say, bro, you need to fight David Benavidez? And stand on it. And say, bro, if you don't fight David Benavidez, we ain't backing no more of your guaranteed purse. Why didn't they do that then? You know why? Because they had the budget of Showtime and it didn't matter and they didn't care. Now these reports is coming out that they're hesitant and their resistance is coming in that the problem is that Jamel Charlo and Canelo Alvarez didn't do big numbers. The Pull-Out Bandit brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He says, so not only did he sign to fight only opponents smaller, when Al doubled back to as David, he declined and now will fight on DAZN for less. I don't believe he's gonna fight for less on DAZN. Kenneth Neal was good. Who said he fighting for less on DAZN? Who told you that? Tavon Dupree was good. DAZN caters to Canelo Alvarez. Who told you that lie? That he's gonna sign to fight less? Who told you that? DAZN absolutely caters to Canelo Alvarez. You think they're gonna pay him less? You got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding me. Álvarez, Oscar said nobody's going to pay for the Jaime Munguia fight, the first fight in May. Because he said that May is around the corner. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about ever. Go good. What's up, family? Stephen Elder Mack, what's good? He's not talking about ever. He's saying because the fight is around the corner on short notice. I don't know if he's already talking to DAZN, but who's going to give him the guaranteed purse? We're not doing it for Jaime Munguia. That's what he's talking about. Don't confuse that with DAZN not paying him, because they're going to break bank. They have a relationship with him already. They already catered to him. They never wanted him to leave to begin with. So if you think that he ain't gonna get paid on DAZN, you sadly mistaken. You think Eddie Hearn ain't gonna come up with that guaranteed money to fight Edgar Berlanga? I don't know. If you believe that, you believe pigs fly. If you think Eddie Hearn ain't gonna come up with that, some sort of, whether it's the Saudi or money, what did Canelo Álvarez already tell you people? See, y'all don't listen very well. Boy, oh boy, man. I give y'all as much of this knowledge as humanly possible. What did Eddie Hearn already tell you? What did Canelo already tell you? Canelo already told you. Eddie Reynoso already told you. Canelo Álvarez is looking to fight in Saudi Arabia. He wants to fight in Saudi Arabia. Why do you think he want to fight in Saudi Arabia, people? Now use your better judgment. Why you think he's looking to fight in Saudi Arabia? So you think that it's not a chance that you see Canelo Álvarez and Berlanga or Saudi Prince Turki Al-Sheikh involved in this fight some way, somehow? With a promise that, oh, tomorrow, the next fight in September will be in Saudi Arabia or something? You think not? Robert Chandler, my brother in the super chat, he said no Showtime budget equal BBC force to have big fights. Right. Stanley Bailey, what's good? So my thing is this, like I keep saying to y'all, if Showtime was didn't get out of boxing, do you think they care what Canelo Álvarez is choosing to fight Jamal Charlo and then whoever he wants to fight in September? If they still with Showtime, do you think they care if he fights David Benavidez or not? Justin Hawkins say yes. Okay. He said yes. Okay. If they cared, Justin Hawkins, why did they sign him to a 3-fight deal and he told them David Benavidez is not part of it and they said no problem? Stand on Business Boxing said, hell yeah, man, you bugging. I'm out. Yeah, you're not very bright, and I don't want you here anyway. Peace. You're not very smart. Stupidity is contagious. And you are leading the pack. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't want you here because you will infect my people and us over here that are educated. So leave. Thank you. You're doing us a favor. Domingo Bonella, what's up, family? He talking about I'm bugging. How stupid can you be? How? These are the ones that they prey on, the morons that come here talking about, man, you bugging. Somebody tell me, what am I bugging about? He said, I'm bugging. He said, I'm bugging. You see how foolish he sounds? What am I bugging about? I didn't sign them. They did. What are you, what, you got the comprehension skills of a kindergarten. My 9-year-old daughter can understand what I'm talking about better than he can. This dude said, I'm bugging. Ronald Martin III, what's up, family? Naughty Crash, what's up, family? He said, man, I'm out, man. You bugging. I'm out. I'm bugging? You moron? Because I'm telling you what's going on? Nah, man. Just let them keep lying to me, bro. How dare you tell me anything that makes sense? RJ, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. Blessing Blue. Appreciate your time and efforts and knowledge. Just know everything only gets better. Salute to you, King. He mad at me for, how dare you, man? How dare you try to educate me, bro? I'm out of here. You bugging. That's why the sport of boxing is in the place that it's in. That's why the sport of boxing is in the place that it's in. He gonna tell me I'm bugging. Now make that make sense. I didn't write the deal. I didn't sign Canelo Álvarez. How am I bugging? I'm bugging because I want to. I'm telling you what just happened. Somebody tell me what I said didn't make sense. What am I bugging about? Oh, I'm out, man. You bugging. I'm bugging because they signed him to a 3-fight, multi-million-dollar deal and agreed for him to not fight David Benavidez, and you telling me I'm bugging. Where do they find these people at? Where? Habitual line stepper was good. Where? Where do they find these people at? Only in the sport of boxing can you have such an outlook and say such things and actually feel justified. Actually feel like you accomplished something. Only in boxing. You cannot do this in no other sport. Let me give y'all another example for the people in the back that just have a hard time comprehending once again. If you with the NFL, if you a running back and you sign to the Dallas Cowboys, a 3-year deal worth $100 million, 3 years, $100 million, right? Okay. And when you sign, you say, I'm going to agree to play here, but I don't want to have more than 20 carries a game because that's going to take years off my career. And they say, no problem. I'm not going to play and carry the ball more than 20 times. And they say, no problem, and sign you to that deal. And they say, well, we got a backup running back and good stable of running backs. They'll take the load off. And you say, okay, no problem. Now, those two running backs behind you get hurt. Now, they come to you and they like, bro, we going to need you to carry the ball 35 times. And you like, bro, no, I'm not doing that. It's in my contract that says if I get that I don't carry the ball more than 20 times. You agreed to that. Now I'm standing on my square. I'm not going to carry the ball more than 20 times. Now they go, well, we're going to have to cut you. Okay. And now the fans is like, man, this dude's selfish. This dude's selfish, man. No. They should have never signed him to that deal, knowing there's a possibility that the people behind him could get hurt and you might need him to carry the ball more than 20 times. Period. So the brother said, AK said, now AK said Canelo was a duck. So why did PBC sign him to a multi-million-dollar deal? Tell me that. Explain that. Lance Jackson, what's good? Still a duck though, Blue. Gotta acknowledge that. I don't care what you say. That don't make no sense. Let's use our common sense. He was a duck before they signed him. Why did they sign him to fight for $35 million a fight knowing he was a duck? Now explain that. Did they not know he was a duck before they signed him? Huh? Now answer that question. Did they not know that? Answer that question. Did they not know what the fans wanted to see? Mr. Holmes was good. Blue, so you're going to let Canelo... Stupidity is contagious. No, they didn't drop him. He left. Please stop spreading that false narrative. That's a lie. They didn't drop him. He left. He made the choice not to do it. He left. Y'all out here trying to use this coward behavior because you're afraid to hold everybody accountable. Sub Gaming. Nobody knows who was included, bro. Y'all are cowards. This is why I'm absolutely drained of the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing, the fans are filled, the stands are filled with nothing but people that have no backbone and refuse to hold people accountable. It is absolutely disgusting. It's ridiculous, and it's just draining. It's absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be 1000% ashamed of yourself. You are not a fan of the sport of boxing. You do not want to see the sport of boxing grow. It is disgusting. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. I'd be ashamed to even say that I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. This type of behavior is not tolerated in any other sport but in the sport of boxing. Y'all dudes it is disgusting at the highest level. It is disgusting at the highest level. It is absolutely unbelievable. You can't make this stuff up. Y'all got 10,000 excuses. Amazing. Goodbye. I don't want you here. Goodbye. Don't come back here. Don't want you here. Cody Maxwell, what's good? Anybody else want to join the party with him? I don't want you here. I want real boxing fans here that want to talk about real boxing and want to see the best fight the best. Stupidity is contagious. He said you changing your tune on Canelo Álvarez. Anybody else want to join the block party? I don't want you here. I want real boxing fans here. I want to talk to real boxing fans. I want to talk to real boxing fans. If you're not a real boxing fan, please don't come here. Please do not come here. If you're not a real boxing fan and want to see real boxing and want to see the best fight the best, I don't want you here. I don't want you here. Scorpio 1176. What's up, family? Stupidity is contagious. And you guys go around infecting people. I don't want you here. Go to other platforms that will allow that. I don't want you here. I like to engage in everybody here in the conversation. I don't want you here, bro. I'm telling you now. The sport of boxing, this is why it's always at the bottom. This is why the sport of boxing is always at the bottom. Oh, wait, so you changed your tune on Canelo? What in the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? He was who he was before they signed him to that massive deal. They signed him knowing he wasn't fighting David Benavidez. And you bozos, you fake boxing fans, come here acting like, oh, well, Canelo's ducking. They should have never signed him. But they signed him. Oh, then you're going to get people, well, you don't really know who they was on the list of fighters. You believe one thing, and then the next thing they say, the exact same person can say, well, Canelo Álvarez did X, Y, and Z. Y'all believe Dan Rafael when he told you that Canelo Álvarez was offered Benavidez and Charlo, but he turned it down. Everybody was jumping over the moon. Oh, yeah, see, Canelo turned down David Benavidez. He turned down David Benavidez. Then Dan Rafael reports that they signed him to a 3-fight deal, and David Benavidez was never a part of the deal. Yeah, well, you know, we don't really know who was on the deal. Now you don't know who was on the deal. So now Dan Rafael don't know what he's talking about. When it suits you, you know he know what he's talking about. When it don't suit your narrative, then you're not sure. Ain't that amazing? Jonathan Thompson, what's up? Ain't that amazing? The same person report two things. You believe one and not the other because you don't want to believe it because you're not a fan of the sport of boxing. Kenneth Neal, PBC made a miscalculation. They didn't make a miscalculation. They knew exactly what they was doing. They didn't care because they had the budget from Showtime, period. They didn't care. Again, when Canelo Álvarez was supposed to fight Jermall Charlo in September, and Jermall Charlo pulled out. Right? And Jermall Charlo pulled out. Okay? When Jermall Charlo pulled out, why didn't they force him to fight David Benavidez then? I'll wait. Tell me. Franzi 619, what's good? Why didn't they force him? Why didn't they force David Benavidez at that point in time? What was different? Blackout 7369, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said basically PBC tried to go against their own contract. Exactly what they did. Because things changed. Again, they did not care who Canelo Álvarez fought as long as they had the budget to pay him. They wasn't trying to force him to fight David Benavidez. Again, like I said, that's why Jose Benavidez said Al Haymon is getting desperate trying to force Canelo to fight Benavidez because he was never part of the plan to begin with. That's why. That's why. Is Al Haymon bad for boxing? No. How could he be bad for boxing? He's not bad for boxing. He just signed. He made a bad decision signing Canelo Álvarez, knowing he wasn't going to fight. He made a conscious bad decision, knowing that Canelo Álvarez was never going to fight David Benavidez. That's what he did, and you know it. NHA2 brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said dudes out here protected PBC even more than their favorite fighters. LOL. Making up excuses for PBC negligence of not including David Benavidez in the contract. Exactly. Exactly. They never included. Texas T, what's good? They never included David Benavidez. Now all of a sudden, because things have changed on their end with the networks, now they want to include David Benavidez. And Canelo Álvarez, you knew he wasn't going to fight Benavidez. We all knew that. That's nothing new. Lauren Scribe, what's up, family? You knew he wasn't going to fight Benavidez. You knew that. But you agreed to do it when you had the money. You agreed. Now you don't have the money. Now you want to change the narrative. Hey, bro, we need you. And he's like, no, I don't got to do that. Now you're like, yeah, well, Canelo ain't a duck. Well, you can stop the nonsense. You knew he was a duck before he signed it. You knew Canelo Álvarez wasn't fighting Benavidez. We all knew that. That wasn't no surprise. We knew he'd been ducking David Benavidez. That's why Eddie Reynoso said, I ain't never got no contract including David Benavidez. Yeah, because you know why? They signed the contract knowing that David Benavidez was never part of the contract. To begin with, the 3-fight deal. It never included David Benavidez. Now you shocked that David Benavidez ain't included? Now y'all want to blame Canelo? So why did they sign him? The only thing that changed is Jamal not being ready to go. The third fight wasn't agreed upon. You don't know what you're talking about. Errol Spence lost. He was part of the agreement. They gave him the option to choose who he wanted to fight. Errol Spence lost. Jamal Charlo said he wasn't ready. And then guess what they did? They offered him Jamel Charlo instead of David Benavidez. So why in the hell didn't they offer him David Benavidez if they were steadfast on him fighting David Benavidez then? Blade Brown, what's good? Now answer that question. When Jamal Charlo said he ain't ready and Errol Spence lost, why did they offer up Jamel Charlo instead of offering up David Benavidez, who was in his division? Now answer that question. So why didn't they Benavidez at that point in time? Because he wouldn't have signed the deal. No, because they didn't care for him to sign the deal because they knew he wasn't signing to fight David Benavidez. Because the contract said he didn't have to fight him. And they knew that, and they was okay with that. No, they didn't think they could pursue him. They didn't think Showtime was getting out boxing, and they thought that they was going to have a budget, and they didn't care as long as he brought enough attention and light and acknowledgement to the brand. That's why. They didn't care about who he fought. They could care less. And y'all trying to justify it. They didn't care. That's why they said, okay, you want to fight Jermell Charlo? No problem, fight Jermell Charlo. Cook Monster, what's up, family? Oh, you want to fight Jermell Charlo? No problem, fight Jermell Charlo. Cool. Jermell Charlo told you, when Jamal pulled out, he was like, I'll do it, I'll fight him, and they said, okay. And y'all still out here talking about, yeah, well, that's because, Benavidez was never part of the plan. What are y'all can't add? 1 + 1 don't equal 2 for you? That's why Jose Benavidez just said, Jose Benavidez, he said, Al Haymon is getting desperate trying to force Canelo Álvarez to fight David Benavidez. Why is he getting desperate? Because now things have changed with the platforms and the networks. But he would not have done that if Showtime did not get out the business of the sport of boxing. TDC LLC was good. They would have been okay with him fighting Jermell Charlo, and then he would have fought whoever he wanted in September, and they would not have cared. And on top of that, they probably in September would have allowed him to fight Jaime Munguia on their platform. They would have forced Oscar to bring Jaime Munguia to Showtime to fight Canelo Álvarez. Malik K, what's good? Blue, you don't think Haney should respect Floyd. Blue, you don't think Haney should respect Floyd. So respect is earned, not given. BP77 was good. Haymon tried feeding Canelo and the boxing community the green print, and y'all ain't even see play coming. LOL. Coach Perry, what's up, family? They signed him just for the revenue. Exactly. Teddy Johnson was good. That's exactly why they signed him. For the revenue. For what he brings to the table. Now people acting like they don't understand. Yeah, no, I don't know. You tweaking. What? He signed without having to fight anybody else. Everybody but David Benavidez. Adrian Dones, what's up? Period. And they was okay with him not fighting David Benavidez as long as they had the funds. When things changed and Showtime got out the business of the sport of boxing, then they was like, hey, bro, we gonna need you to fight Benavidez because it's a big fight. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all another question. Why do you think they was, once things started to change, why do you think they was pushing David Benavidez fight? Common sense is not so common. Let me ask you all a question. Why do you think suddenly they're pushing the David Benavidez fight? Why do you think they're pushing the David Benavidez fight now? Why is that fight so big now? You know why? Pugilist Shizdit, what's up? Because they know now that fight can generate the money in itself, which means they know how big David Benavidez and Canelo is from the very beginning. So why wasn't that on the table from the very beginning? So why wasn't that on the table? If you know how big that fight is and how important it is, then why wasn't that fight on the table from the very beginning? You know how important and how big that fight is, right? BVG Trey, what's up? You know how big that fight is and how important that fight is, right? So when it's crunch time and you need that fight to bring you out, then you want to make the fight. When it's just making the fight for the betterment of the sport and for the fans, then you're like, take it or leave it. Make this make sense, people. We got to start making this make sense. So now the fight is massive. So I'm not saying Al Haymon is bad for boxing at all. No, I said that Al Haymon and PBC did what everybody else do in boxing. They catered to Canelo Álvarez, and it backfired. Period. Just like every other network did. What they did, they catered to Canelo Álvarez, and it backfired. Point blank and period. Just like everybody else in boxing caters him. Just like the DAZN is getting ready to do. Canelo Álvarez, they paid Canelo Álvarez $30 million to fight Avenue Dirum on DAZN. Exactly, Tavon Dupree. Now they need the fight. So now the fight is important to be delivered because they need the fight. When they didn't need the fight for revenue and finances, the fight was take it or leave it. Y'all don't understand that? This is not hard to understand. He would have been able to fight. You go look at the reports. It said that he could have fought this person, that person for this amount, that amount, and or David Benavidez and or Errol Spence. You don't believe me? Okay. Y'all need to. You know, it's just y'all be hard pressed to understand. Y'all be hard pressed. Y'all act like y'all don't understand. Hold up. Hold up. Watch. Hold on. Watch this now. Now watch this now. The PBC confirms this. Tom Brown confirms this. Tom Brown, quote, "We initially offered a fight against Jamal Charlo would have been guaranteed $45 million, with the follow-up fight generating a guarantee of $55 million for Canelo to fight Errol Spence at a catchweight of 164. Canelo Álvarez turned down the deal. The third fight was offered with choice of opponent, but Canelo Álvarez turned down Al Haymon and the PBC and Tom Brown, and then decided to sign with DAZN and Matchroom for a 3-fight deal to fight Dimitri Bivol. They then threw in David Benavidez. Canelo Álvarez turned down that deal to fight David Benavidez as part of the deal. So you mean to tell me they was unaware that he had no interest in fighting David Benavidez when he turned it down? That's what you're telling me? And then he signed a 3-fight deal with Matchroom for $160 million. He fought Dimitri Bivol, Gennady Golovkin. We know the rest is history. So make this make sense. They been knew he had no interest in fighting David Benavidez, correct? When was this? May 7th of 2022. That's May 7th of 2022. Let me say it to y'all again. That was May 7th of 2022. So then he finally came up and he said, okay, I'll sign. They was offering Errol Spence at the catchweight 164, Jamal Charlo. So we knew he didn't have no plans to fight David Benavidez ever. We already knew he was ducking David Benavidez ever. He has no plans to fight David Benavidez. None. He's not interested. He don't like the matchup. He think he's going to lose. He has zero interest in fighting David Benavidez. Zero. That's nothing new. So when he came back to the negotiation table and they said, okay, you don't have to fight David Benavidez, but we're going to give you X, Y, and Z. They agreed to it. Chris Brooks, what's good? Puget Shiz did. What's good? That's nothing new, though. We already know that. Tell me something new. Tell me something new. We already know he has no interest in fighting David Benavidez. Zero. We already know. You knew he was ducking David Benavidez for years. We knew he been ducking David Benavidez this entire time. What's new? Listen, let's look at Canelo Álvarez's resume. This is nothing new, people. Y'all acting like this is a shocker to you. Man, y'all only doing that because now this situation is everybody's in. Now it's like, oh man, I can't believe he did. Man, stop, man. Stop it already. Let's have some sort of dignity, man. He fought Caleb Smith in 2020. David Benavidez was stripped in 2019, right, of his belt. Canelo Álvarez wasn't trying to fight David Benavidez for 4 years now. Now y'all acting like, oh man, see, he ain't trying to fight David Benavidez. He ain't trying to fight. That's new. That's new news to you. That's shocking to you. Oh wow, I can't believe this dude don't want to fight David Benavidez. Man, because now the PBC is saying, we tried to get him to fight Benavidez. He said no. Oh, I can't believe that. He see, he ain't trying to fight Benavidez. He ain't trying to fight. They knew that before they signed him. You knew that before he signed to the PBC. But they did it anyway. Period. That's all. That's it. That's all. So Al Haymon made a mistake by consciously signing Canelo Álvarez, knowing he had no interest in fighting David Benavidez. Period. Dub winner, what's good? Period. He should have never did it, and he did it anyway. And now he has himself to blame for it. Period. You don't go around blaming everybody else when you knew that you should have never married that stripper because she still want to strip a year into your marriage and she told you she wasn't going to ever stop. She warned you, I'm never going to stop stripping. So you sure you want to do this? Yeah, no problem. I'm cool with it. Now a year in, man, I can't believe she won't stop stripping. What? Now it's her fault. You met her at the strip club. You knew what she was about. You knew what time she was on. You married her, and now you mad at her. Ain't that something? Now you blaming her. Man, you ain't got no father figure, huh? You ain't got no dignity about yourself. Or you what? Appreciate you, great brother. NHD Production, appreciate you. He said we watching them too. You knew who Canelo Álvarez was before you signed him. You knew this. Is this DAZN is going to make the same exact mistake? 1,000%. 1,000%. DAZN is going to make the same exact mistake. 1,000%. But you know why DAZN can afford to do that? Because they have the budget behind them to make that mistake. They could lose money on Canelo because they got the budget to do it. PBC had the budget to do it, to lose money on Canelo. But now they're in a situation that changed. Now they can't afford to do that. Now they're blaming Canelo. Callie were a piece of blessings, queen. That's terrible. That's terrible. Now they're in a position where they want to blame Canelo because their situation changed. Let me give you another example. As a man, you get with a woman, right? And she's materialistic. She want Birkin bags. She want Louis Vuitton bags. She want Gucci bags. She want Gucci shoes. She want Louis Vuitton shoes. She want Birkin shoes. She want Rolexes. She want to drive in Range Rovers. She want to drive in Bentleys. You knew this, right? But you get with her. Drummond for life. What's good? You get with her, right? And because you got the funds coming in every year, and she tell you, hey, listen, I don't like a dude that can't take care of me. Just Smart, what's up, Philly? I don't like a dude that can't take. I like to live high end. I want the better things in life. Now you got the funds. G McCall 09, what's up? You got the money. Right? Like these NBA players, these NFL players, they get with these women or for social media, because how they look, and these women, they tell them, you got the bag. Right? You got the bag. They telling you who they are. I like to live like this. I like to have this clothes. I want to buy this. I want to go on this trip. I want to go on this boat ride. But as you got the funds, it's okay. You got the money to burn. Right? Oh, I could waste this money. I could waste that money. I got the money to burn it. I got the money to do this. I got the money to do that. It's okay, right? Now you retire and that money ain't coming in the same. And now she like, all right, well, I'm leaving. I'm going now with your I'm going now. I'm gonna be with your ex-teammate who's still playing. Now I'm gonna go be with your ex-teammate who's still playing, who's still getting the bag. And now you like, man, I can't believe you. What kind of woman are you? You foul. No, she ain't foul. You was stupid. She told you who she was before she got there. That ain't her fault. That's yours. Bloodshot 610, what's good? How is it her fault that she want to live how she want to live? She told you who she was before you got with her, but you was enamored by her appearance. That's it. That's all. Her appearance said everything. And because you had the money and you had the funds to back it, you wasted the money. Dwayne Yosef, what's good? Or she started OnlyFans without your knowledge. Now you up here to him, man, I can't believe you. What kind of woman? She's the kind of woman that you wanted to court because you had the money to burn. And now you don't have the money to burn. Now you want to blame her. No, you are to blame. D-Boy Dad, what's good? You are to blame. The PBC knew who Canelo Álvarez was. They knew what he was about. They knew what kind of time he was on. We all knew he wasn't trying to fight David Benavidez. We all knew he's been ducking David Benavidez since 2019. Always loaded, what's good? Now all of a sudden we want to act like it's Canelo Álvarez's fault for being Canelo Álvarez. Man, stop. It's the PBC's fault for signing this man and overspending money. They was willing to do it again, and you still don't pay attention. They just told him, if you fight David Benavidez in September, we'll let you fight Jamal Charlo for $35 million. They willing to overpay him again. You didn't pay attention to that? If you fight Jamal Charlo in May for $35 million guaranteed, we'll give you that. We'll waste that money. As long as you agree to fight David Benavidez in September. Y'all still don't get it? Box fan full time, my brother in the super chat. He said, so even after the bad L to Bud, Canelo still wanted EJ? No. They were signing him. Emmanuel Pettigrew was good. They were signing him. Drink more water was good. They were signing him to the deal. They were trying to sign him and bring him on to fight. Errol Spence was one of the opponents they was offering up to Canelo Álvarez to try to convince him to sign with them. They said, you can fight Errol Spence at a catchweight. You can have this. You can have that. So that's like you saying, hey, and she'd be like, hey, listen, I'm out. And then you'd be like, listen. I'll buy you everything you want as long as you give me this threesome in September. What? JCP 3710, what's up? You doing this? See, they signed him to this deal before Errol Spence lost to Terrence Crawford. Then Errol Spence lost to Terrence Crawford. Then Jamal Charlo said, I'm not ready to fight. Then Showtime said, we getting out the business of the sport of boxing, and London Bridge came falling down. I guarantee you that if Errol Spence had beat Terrence Crawford, all we own was good. If Errol Spence had beat Terrence Crawford, you would be hearing Errol Spence versus Canelo Álvarez Cinco de Mayo weekend. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, you would be hearing Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford Cinco de Mayo weekend if Errol Spence did not lose. They would have came to some sort of agreement with Canelo Álvarez in that third fight to maneuver around David Benavidez. And David Benavidez is reportedly in his last fight with the PBC on top of that. Stephen 47, Deuce, what's up? If Errol Spence beat Terrence Crawford, you would be seeing Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford next. Period. The only reason you're not seeing that, things change, like I said. Period. Period. That's it. That's all. Elbow, what's up, family? That's why they didn't want Crawford to fight. That could be Cali World said I'm so confused. Why are you confused, Queen? Box fan full time, my brother in the super chat. I thought the deal was signed for Mel, Maul, and EJ. It was signed for him to have a choice. Loving down Gaither, what's good? He was able to have a choice of opponent. Drelly 612 was good. So they was offering him. That's why it said and or Errol Spence and or David Benavidez. Meaning Benavidez was AK Crowder. What's up, family? Benavidez was never part of the deal. Canelo Álvarez didn't sign with them to agree to fight David Benavidez. He was never part of the deal. That's why. So we sitting here acting like it's Canelo Álvarez fault. Man, stop, man. Man, stop it. Hey man, it's Spence or Benavidez shaking my head. Facts. Now think about this. As fans, drink more water. Yes, it's Canelo Álvarez's fault. No, it's not. You sound silly. Mike H was good. You sound like you a weed that's hurting the sport of boxing. DeAndre Grant was good. He said he a duck, why not fight? We already knew he was a duck. Didn't you know he was a duck in September? Let me ask you a question. Did you know Canelo Álvarez was a duck in September when he fought Jamel Charlo, who was 2 weight classes below him? And I was screaming to the heavens that this is completely unfair to David Benavidez? Didn't you know that then? I'm asking for a friend. Kevin Jackson was good. I'm asking for a friend. Drink more water. Not so smart guy. Okay? He said, nah, Blue, you sound silly. Canelo Álvarez chose not to fight him. He turned down the deal, several offers. It's his fault. So why did they, if he turned it down, why did they still sign him to pay him $35+ million? Now answer that question. Not so smart guy. Since I sound silly. So he turned down multiple times to fight David Benavidez. Why did they still offer him to pay him $35 million+ guaranteed to fight whoever he wanted with back-end pay-per-view money? Not so smart guy. So tell us that. Huh? Huh? Now answer that question. One has nothing to do with the other. It's time for you to go sit down. You talking silly. You talking silly. You sound silly. BVG Trey, what's good? You sound silly. One has nothing to do with the other. What are you talking about? Let me ask you a question, right? Will Smith, what's up, family? White Town King, what's good? The WBC still ain't strip him. Why not? Why the WBC still ain't strip him? Because nobody cares. Because as long as he bringing them money in, they don't care what he do. Let me say it to y'all again. As long as he's bringing them any kind of revenue, they don't care who he fights and when he fights them. They don't care. They never did. Now, the moment that they're backed into a corner, now they care. Dr. Pablo said, what's good? So let me ask you a question. Mike H, what's up, family? I'm going to give you another example because I see what kind of dudes I'm dealing with here. JJ Short Deuce, what's good? You're saying 007, what's good? Let me ask you a question, right? You get with a woman, and said woman, Emil, what's good? You get with a woman, right? And this woman tells you, I'm not attracted to you. I'm not going to sleep with you. But I want you to buy me a Birkin bag. But I want you to buy me Gucci shoes. Adrian D, what's up? But I want you to buy me a Rolex. But I want you to buy me a Bentley. And you are foolish enough to go buy the Bentley, the Birkin bag, the Gucci shoes, the Rolex watches. And then then you go and be like, hey, man, you ain't gonna sleep with me. She says, I told you I wasn't from the beginning. That MF Dre was good. Then you go and run around talking about she's ungrateful? Wait, what? How is she ungrateful? How is she ungrateful? She told you her plans from the very beginning, and you chose to still go out there and think you can convince her. So the PBC offered Canelo Álvarez $35 million to fight Jermell Charlo when Jermell Charlo said no. They had no problem with it. At that point, did you hear them say, hey, bro, hold on. Jermell Charlo ain't interested in fighting. Jermell Charlo came out of nowhere. Jermell Charlo, we don't want you to fight Jermell Charlo. We need you to fight the big fight. Ray Davis, what's up, family? What's up, nephew? We need you to fight the big fights. We need you to fight David Benavidez the moment Jermell Charlo pulled out. That's a huge fight, Mexican Independence Day weekend. Why wasn't they steadfast on pushing that fight at that point in time? You know why? Because they didn't care, because they had the budget, the money to lose with Showtime backing them. They didn't care. No problem. Muscle Up Cat, what's good? No problem. You could go ahead and fight whomever you so choose. Because they had the money to bring, like he said on Transition Presidents. Money to bring. Remember that? Yeah, they had money to bring. You see, people like drink more water. That great brother. He's the one out there blaming the women for taking advantage of him when they told him they was going to take advantage of him from the very beginning. And he didn't believe them. Split Wig 187, what's good? You see, that's the mentality. Oh, Boss Fan full time, my brother in Super Chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. Can a boxer sue a sanctioned body over not getting a title shot and still paying those sanction fees? Yes. Yes. So now you blaming Canelo been a duck. This ain't nothing new. We knew who he was a long time ago. Canelo Álvarez been ducking Demetrius Andrade. He was ducking the Charlos. He's ducking David Benavidez. This ain't nothing new. Cloud Boy AB, what's up? For Christ's sake, the dude tried to petition, as soon as Benavidez got stripped of the belt, he tried to petition to fight Anthony Yildirim for the belt. And they was like, no, we can't let you do that. So this is a big surprise now. Big Sarge 31, what's good? This is a big surprise now. Now you want to, yeah, no, because you're afraid to hold blame. You should be saying, bro, we knew who this dude was. They should have been making a stand together in unity as sanctioned bodies, mandatories, and networks. Hey, bro, listen, Canelo, if you don't fight the top fights, we ain't paying you $35 million. Plain and simple. Seth Jenkins, what's good? Plain and simple. Big Sarge 31, he said, what Blue is explaining isn't difficult to comprehend. It's just difficult for the fans of the PBC promotional company to stomach. Exactly. They don't want to admit truth. They don't want to admit truth. It's called accountability. Go good, what's good? It's called accountability. That's it. Why is he afraid to fight it? Because Canelo Álvarez know what David Benavidez bring to the table. He know David Benavidez David Benavidez is probably, for the first time, he gonna fight somebody that's probably gonna stop him, that has the ability to stop him. Period. They don't want it. They don't want it. Married to you. What's up, family? How can you generate that? They don't want to hold this dude accountable. Nobody wants to hold this dude accountable. They never did. Nobody ever wanted to hold this dude accountable. They never did. Nobody wants to hold this dude accountable. They never did. Jose Polanco, what's up, family? They never wanted to hold him accountable. And they still don't want to hold him accountable. You know why? You know why they don't want to hold him accountable? Because he generates money. So as long as he generates money, guess what? They not gonna hold him accountable. Everybody gonna keep overpaying him in hopes of him bringing them money. Period. Period. They overpaying this dude, overvaluing this dude. They putting him up on a pedestal, and that's why the boxing is in it. Man, don't bring that dude up, man. Please don't bring him up. I don't associate with people like him. Don't bring him up. Don't mention his name. Reginald Fields was good. To each his own. To what you do over there with that brother, you go right ahead. I don't have no I have no interest in that. Zero. I have zero interest in that, brother. Hopefully, wish him nothing but the best. I don't like to deal with people that's absolute weirdos. And just to show you something, right? Just to show you something. Why you said, oh, he said you lying, the press conference wasn't packed. Okay. Just to show you something. Hey, check this out. And salute to my brother, Drink More Water, man. I like to debate with him. There's nothing personal. But check this out. And I hope Drink More Water, I didn't say anything that you felt offended by. But check this out. He said that Jesus Valdez Carranza workout. What's up, family? Now watch this now. He said it wasn't packed, right? Look at Devin Haney trying to get in his car. Look at the fans surrounding Devin Haney's car as he's trying to get into his car. It's not packed, though. Keith Tucker, what's good? Now, I don't know if he said it or not. I really don't care. I don't know what he said or not. But does that look packed to you? That's Devin Haney trying to get in his car. Trying to get to his car. Does that look packed to you? This is the fans that couldn't even get in. This is the people that couldn't get in that were standing outside. Does that look packed to you? How does that look to you? Look at that. Does that look packed to you? Okay. That looks pretty packed to you, right? Now, that's just Devin Haney. Now, let's show you Ryan Garcia now. Since it wasn't packed. Oh, they's lying. They's lying. I don't care what people say. Y'all got to stop listening to fools. You have to. It doesn't benefit you. Let me Lance Shepard, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, blood, what's good? Canelo equals duck. Keep punching. Oh, yeah, for sure. We knew that. That's nothing new. We been knew Canelo Álvarez was a duck. That ain't nothing new. They said, what'd he say? It wasn't packed, right? It was empty, right? Ain't that what he just said? Did he say that? It was empty? It wasn't packed? No, right? Big boy Donovan, you heard him say it wasn't? Right? Look at Ryan trying to go to his car, though. Look at Ryan can't get to his car. Look at the mayhem Ryan Garcia is going through to get to his car. Look at the mayhem Ryan Garcia is going through just to get to his car. Look at all the people, but it wasn't packed. It's not packed, though. It wasn't packed, though. Stop listening to people that have disdain for young adults. Oh, now they're saying it was Ryan? Okay, big boy Donovan. So now when I show you that it was Devin Haney's side, then what you going to say? Either it was packed or it wasn't. Because now you're saying, well, it was packed, but it was for Ryan. Which one is it? Is it not packed or it was packed only for Ryan? So now it was packed. QYW Network was good. But it was only packed because of Ryan Garcia. But this is Devin Haney trying to get to his car. That's Devin Haney's photo. That's Devin Haney's website. That's Devin Haney now trying to get to his car on the opposite side. Word to the wise. Devin Haney went on one side of the street. Ryan went on the other side. So this is fan bases on two different sides. And they were screaming at each other. So this is Devin Haney's side. That's packed. That's not letting him get into his Sprinter right there. There's people standing on garbage cans and everything trying to get photos and pictures. That's Devin Haney's Sprinter right there. Devin Haney's trying to get through the crowd. Kyle Porter, what's good? Again, like I told you, stupidity is contagious. The future was good. Lance Shepard, brother in the super chat, he said, how, bro, trying to tell you and you was there. Because it's just that disgusting. Think about it. It's just that disgusting that you have people that was not even there talking about what it was and was not. They wasn't even there. Just think about how disgusting that is. That you have people actually talking about, oh, it didn't do this, it didn't do that. It wasn't this, it wasn't, and they didn't even go. Terrible. That's terrible. That just goes to show you how much disdain. I don't operate with people like that. So please don't associate me with him. Please don't associate me with people like that. And let me get out of here. We'll be back on tonight. I appreciate y'all coming through, studying up, holding your boy Blue down, and showing me love. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram, on Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. You understand? And don't associate me with people like that. I don't want nothing to do with them. Period.